Just now, I used a helicopter to spectacularly shame a rich second generation, causing the residents below in the city to express their amazement. Military helicopters are a solemn and prestigious presence before them. The rich second generation asked Pink Hair, "What's the story with your friend?" This question, however, earned him a glare from Pink Hair. In anger, Pink Hair, pulling the long green hair, decided to take a cab alone back to Cool City, blaming the annoying yellow hair for driving away her future husband. The remaining pair, each trying to outdo the other, stared at each other in silence. Lu Xing was astonished as he looked at the people below the helicopter, who seemed like ants, having never had the chance to be near such a machine before. Dong Qingxue, seeing my delighted expression, asked, "Do you like this plane? If you like it, join our Eastern Military District." Huh, and here I thought Instructor Dong would gift me one. You're not the best looking, but you dream big. After joining, you can fly every day, but if you want one for personal use, that's something the district would only consider after you've reached the Grandmaster level. After saying this, Dong Qingxue felt that Lu Xing seemed to have grown stronger again, truly an enigma. Dong Qingxue then said, "All the genius training camps in all the eastern provinces ended 3 days ago, and all the top candidates have been selected. This batch is the strongest I've seen. More than 80% of the candidates are talented martial artists, including one with elemental control and another who passed the second-level Mindweaver exam. There are over 20 geniuses with level 3 strength, and even one who reached level 4. Hearing these introductions, Lu Xing remained unfazed, as he is unmatched below the level of Grandmaster and equal above it. So, Lu Xing just responded nonchalantly, causing Dong Qingxue to chuckle. "I mean, Lu Xing, don't you feel anything hearing about these people's strengths?" Instructor Qin laughed. "I knew talking about this would be useless, Dong Qingxue. You should talk about the rewards instead." "What? When it comes to rewards, now I'm interested." "I knew you'd be interested. This year, the military heads will come to watch, and this selection is no longer the usual random draw tournament, but choosing to fight exotic beasts. Am I finally going to face exotic beasts? The most formidable enemies in this world are the powerful exotic beasts that emerge from the cracks in the ground and sky. Despite countless strong humans going to the battlefield year after year, they still can't stop the gradual encroachment on human living spaces. It seems the military district is letting students come into contact with exotic beasts earlier than usual, indicating a less optimistic situation on the front lines." Dong Qingxue nodded, acknowledging that the country is also seeking a breakthrough. "For you geniuses with infinite potential, the approach is no longer the gentle, gradual one of the past, but the most direct method, letting you feel the pressure early to turn it into martial arts motivation. As the chief said, only those who come out of blood and fire are the true strong. However, just making it into the top 10 will reward a portion of beast blood. The top 3 can directly enter the beast blood pool, and the one who receives the Dawn of Enlightenment General Star title can even enter the beast marrow pool. This is an unprecedented precedent. Though unseen, the names alone suggest they must be incredible." Dong Qingxue then explained that the previous exotic beast meat was simply processed stuff. Beast blood is extracted from the cells of exotic beasts, and beast marrow is drawn from the spinal fluid of the beasts. A single portion of level 4 beast blood is worth at least 50 million. If you make it into the top 3, you can vigorously absorb it. However, a pool of beast marrow liquid is worth over 100 billion, a priceless commodity. Holy crap, something worth over 100 billion and they supply it without limit? That genuinely shocked me. Currently, the stellar body refinement technique's immortal golden body requires a massive amount of energy. If I continued relying only on marrow nourishing elixir and spirit muscle fortifying blood soup like before, I wouldn't know when I'd finish the first stage. Relying on medicine is always the lowest method, but if I could get my hands on this beast marrow liquid, I could greatly shorten the time needed to cultivate my golden body. Thinking about this, I can hardly wait. After speaking, the instructor said, "We're here." At that moment, the plane was hovering above the martial arts base. Although the base was immensely majestic, I felt no shock at all. I've seen martial arts bases far larger than this one, which were mercilessly torn apart by exotic beasts. Perhaps that's what real shock is. After the plane landed smoothly at the martial arts base, Lu Xing was arranged to stay in a competitor's dormitory. Dong Qingxue told Lu Xing to rest well and would come to pick him up early the next morning. If there were any needs, pressing the call button on the wall would summon someone to fulfill you. After returning to his room, Lu Xing went to sleep early. Finally unrestricted after a week, Lu Xing could enter his dreams again. He also saw the woman who had weakened him for a week. This time, he was determined to be fully prepared to reclaim his honor. The female Grandmaster, as always, stood proudly among the ice and snow, sacred and inviolable, instilling fear with just one glance. But this time, I would not fight unguarded. So, I immediately activated the vital energy and blood amplification, followed by switching to the flame breath, open. Then came the divine illumination of the Underworld King scripture, open. In an instant, my consciousness enveloped the surroundings. Nothing minute could escape my eyes. Then came the tenfold stellar explosion force, open. Finally, the strongest martial technique I had never used in real combat. 10 golden crows suns slowly rising, 10 suns in the sky. Open. The fiercely burning flames seemed to confront the surrounding ice and snow. After fighting all night, I still lost, but this time it wasn't like the last time when I was completely powerless. Through this battle, I integrated dozens of martial arts techniques, which further enhanced my complete martial path. Most importantly, I overcame my fear of death, achieving a deeper elevation in my mental state. The next moment, there was a knock on the door. The instructor came early. Instructor Chin asked how I rested, mentioning that it can be a bit stuffy here. We are only a few hundred kilometers away from the exotic beast battlefield, and many exotic beasts release poisonous gases, so the base's gas protection is very strict. As he spoke, Dong Qingxue felt that today's Lu Sheng had a different vibe. If yesterday's Lu Sheng was like jade wrapped in mud, today the mud on the jade had been washed clean. Then, the group walked toward the center of the venue. At that point, Instructor Chin asked Lu Sheng how confident he was about winning the championship. Well, not much, just a little bit. As soon as he finished speaking, someone ahead interrupted. Yo, isn't this Instructor Dong Qingxue? I remember the last time we met was the last time. You are still as annoying as ever. He then addressed Instructor Chin Xiaojun. It's one thing for you to be useless, but it seems the seedling you picked isn't much either. Instructor Chin, holding his nose, replied, Shang Wanling, didn't you brush your teeth this morning? Your mouth really stinks. It's making me nauseous. Or is it that your Eastern East province has produced a genius? But from what I see, he doesn't seem all that impressive either. But in the next moment, Shang Wanling proposed a bet, wagering a portion of level 5 beast marrow to see which prodigy ranks higher. Dong Qingxue sneered, what's the point of betting just one portion among the three of us? He then led the two away, with Instructor Chin responding directly with an international gesture. Shang Wanling, if you can't afford to bet, don't embarrass yourself by gambling without any backing. Then, Shang Wanling shouted loudly, then let's bet on your 3 portions. Shang Wanling was so bold in his bet because he was sure that Dong Qingxue had just deliberately raised the stakes as a way to back out. The next moment, Dong Qingxue, with a grave expression, reluctantly uttered 3 words with a trembling voice, I bet. As soon as she spoke, the corners of Shang Wanling's mouth turned up, and he patted Zhao Lai on the side, saying, 3 portions of level 5 beast marrow. That should take your flame control talent to the next level, right? You should thank Instructor Dong. The next moment, Zhao Lai expressed his thanks to Dong Qingxue, but his demeanor was filled with disdain and contempt. Hearing this, Instructor Chin was shocked. Elemental control talent not listed in the briefing? Shang Wanling, looking confident, told Dong Qingxue to prepare the stakes in advance. However, the enraged Instructor Chin from a second ago suddenly changed his demeanor. How was that? Was my performance just now good? Dong Qingxue, aware that most people play little tricks on their data, knew this because the Shangwan family and the Dong family have always been mortal enemies. Unfortunately, our region has not seen any particular geniuses for a long time, so we have always been suppressed and unable to raise our heads. That's why we're betting everything on you this time. Don't mind it. If we lose the bet, I'll gather the stakes, but if we win, all 3 portions are yours. Then the 3 stopped at a door, as only contestants could enter beyond this point. Just as Lu Sheng was about to enter, Dong Qingxue earnestly asked, Lu Sheng, how confident are you about the selection? I mean about the Dawn of Enlightenment General Star. A little bit. What does he mean by a little bit? As all the contestants enter the competition arena, a middle-aged man slowly emerged. This person was Yu Fei, a level 7 Grandmaster and an Eastern Major General. Dong Qingxue reported that all preparations were complete, with each contestant starting from their own individual track, defeating all the exotic beasts set up along the way, and the first to reach the finish line wins. Each track had 3 level 2 exotic beasts, 1 level 3, and 1 level 4. However, the final challenge would be the nearly level 5 exotic beast, the golden-eyed demon ape. Hearing this, the examiners all showed concern, as even their school-level officers would need to cooperate with another to withstand a near level 5 beast. Dong Qingxue then explained that the final golden-eyed demon ape was intended to be faced collectively by the prodigious contestants, as the Dawn of Enlightenment General Star is a military leader who, when facing powerful enemies, must gather all forces to win, even if it means collaborating with competitors. Yu Fei also stated that the Eastern Military District is the second most important front in Dragon Kingdom, but it has ranked at the bottom in the National Military District competition for several consecutive years, which is why the exam format was changed this year. If today, even the combined strength of the top talents from the entire Eastern region cannot counter a mere near level 5 beast, it would be a sorrow for not only the East, but for all of Dragon Kingdom, and it would mean there is no future to speak of. Upon hearing this, everyone fell silent, and the contestants were frantically racing against time, striving towards the goal of the Dawn of Enlightenment General Star. However, things often do not go as hoped. Despite giving their all, most contestants were eliminated in the first or second stages. Yu Fei instructed the instructors guarding each stage to covertly protect the students. Though eliminated, they are the future of various fields in Dragon Kingdom, and it would be regrettable if they were to be injured or killed. Despite the high number of eliminations, there were still several tracks that drew the attention of the instructors. The first first was Kong Qing from Eastern Brilliance Province, a genius representative who possessed a level 1 talent in lightning and electricity control at just 17. The second was Jia Haoran from River State Province, an 18-year-old level 3 martial artist with a psychic talent who had also passed the level 2 Mindweaver assessment. The third was Xing Ji from Stone Forest Province, an 18-year-old genius representative and the only level 4 martial artist who possesses a level 3 Iron Skin defensive talent. So far, these contestants are performing quite well. Just then, a dazzling flame blinded the instructors, unexpectedly revealing another elemental controller. This person was Zhao Lai, a fire elemental controller. At that moment, Shang Wanling spoke up, stating that Zhao Lai's abilities had just awakened and had not yet been registered. Yu Fei couldn't help but smile broadly, praising Shang Wanling for doing a good job in nurturing a promising talent. But privately, who doesn't know that this was Shang Wanling's little trick, deliberately concealing strength to gain a high evaluation? Yu Fei, looking at Zhao Lai, who had just broken through the first stage, turned his head in relief, but his expression froze the next second. Yu Fei was shocked because, at that moment, there was a track going through a crazy rush of completions. What was the speed all about? Who was it here? At this point, Yu Fei, surprised to see a track without any red glow from exotic beasts, hurriedly called Dong Qingxue to bring up the track surveillance. However, the race had only started 2 minutes ago, and not only had all the exotic beasts been killed, but the progress was even faster than that of the 4 elite seats. Yu Fei shouted loudly, asking who the contestant on this track was, and demanded the surveillance be replayed. Upon checking, Dong Qingxue realized, damn, it's this kid. He reported to the officer, this is Lu Xing's track. As the footage rewound to 2 minutes earlier, Lu Xing had just entered the track. Facing the first challenge, a large wild boar, Lu Xing said solemnly, bro pig, I've eaten your meat before, and it was quite delicious. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Xing stepped forward with a right hook punch, and after a loud explosion, the wild boar was torn to pieces. Looks like I might have overdone it. Didn't expect this pig to be so weak. Hearing the noise, the other 2 exotic pigs in the first stage slowly emerged. The next moment, the 2 exotic pigs, wrapped in green light, flew towards Lu Xing. Lu Xing calmly picked up the arm of the dead exotic pig and threw it like a baseball. Driven by force, the exotic pig spat saliva as it was knocked flying back, and then he threw the pig's body towards the other exotic pig. After resolving this, Lu Xing looked at the changes in his body. This ability was somewhat similar to control-level martial arts, yet it was higher and more comprehensive. Power concentration, precise burst, vulnerability insight. Lu Xing seemed to have reached a new state, as if everything around him couldn't escape his discernment. As soon as he finished speaking, a dark night 3-eyed fox quietly approached from behind Lu Xing. Just then, Lu Xing slightly shifted his left foot, and the next moment the fox was kicked flying a kilometer away. Yu Fei, puzzled as he watched the playback, continued analyzing in his mind. The contestant's advancement speed was so fast, he had already reached the final stage. The other instructors were also puzzled, staring at the screen, wondering how someone who looked so ordinary could have such heavy punches. So far, all the exotic beasts had been killed with 1 punch. Yu Fei then wanted to look at Lu Xing's profile, and Dong Qingxue slowly read, Lu Xing, genius representative from Eastern Peace Province, 18 years and 5 months old, level 3 martial artist, strength type talent. Hearing this, Shang Wanling's expression tightened. He hadn't expected the opponent to also be hiding his true strength. As the instructors discussed, Lu Xing indeed seemed to have no highlights. He didn't display any special abilities during the fight, just that his overall qualities seemed to be much stronger than an average level 3, but clearly not yet at level 4. Therefore, the conclusion drawn by Yu Fei and others was, Lu Xing must have mastered at least 4 types of perfection realm martial arts, both his movement techniques and boxing reaching the intricate mastery realm, which is why he had such an effect in combat. Good gracious, the instructors are blown away. 18 years old with 4 to 5 perfection realm techniques, including 2 intricate mastery realm techniques. That's impossible even if he started training from the embryo. Upon confirming that Lu Xing has no special martial arts talent, Yu Fei was overjoyed. It had been a long time since he had seen such a pure martial arts genius, someone who pursued martial arts their entire life, which probably only existed when martial arts first began. As the playback continued, Lu Xing arrived at the 3rd stage, where a colorful scaled cheetah that had split into 4 clones had already surrounded Lu Xing. Then all of them pounced towards him. The next moment, Lu Xing's complete martial path activated, capturing every movement around him within his consciousness. It looks like the potential of the complete martial path is even greater than I imagined. The lightning-fast cheetah was caught by the neck by Lu Xing, who then jumped up, landing on the ground and smashing it 99 times until the cheetah was belly up before letting go. Seeing this, Yu Fei suddenly stood up, incredulously looking at the screen. A level 4 colorful scaled cheetah was just killed like that. I misspoke just now. This kid's boxing isn't intricate mastery realm, it's control realm. So that was the little bit he mentioned before. Shang Wanling gritted his teeth as he glared at Qin Xiaojun, who responded with a mocking gesture. Look at your mother, idiot. Hurry up and prepare your beast marrow. The scene shifts to Lu Sheng, who has now reached the final stage. The end point of all tracks in prison ahead is the strongest exotic beast of this assessment, the near level 5 golden-eyed demon ape, which roars angrily at Lu Sheng, the cage seeming ready to burst at any moment. Is this gorilla the last one then? Since the warm-up is over, there's no need to hold back anymore. Lu Sheng raises one hand, surrounded by several trails of lightning energy, but Yu Fei indicates that Lu Sheng should wait a bit longer, as the final challenge, the golden-eyed demon ape, has not yet been released. They need to wait until the time limit is up and all the genius representatives have arrived before unleashing the ape. Lu Sheng, you really have surprised me a lot. Dawn of Enlightenment General Star. I never thought that what once seemed an unreachable dream would be realized in Lu Sheng. The instructors couldn't help but discuss that with Lu Sheng's strength, once the other star-seeded contestants arrive, it would definitely be enough to kill the near level 5 demon ape. Perhaps they wouldn't even need that many people, maybe just 1 or 2 assistants would suffice. However, at this moment, a pair of size 45 feet slowly approach the cage, and then, under the astonished eyes of Yu Fei and the other instructors, an explosion sounds. The strong, durable black iron cage is kicked open by me. The demon ape, seated within, also realizes that an unwary prey has entered its attack range. The rage it has accumulated over many years has now reached its peak. Come on, let me see what the difference is between a near level 5 and a level 5 martial artist. What? The instructor's area is in an uproar. This kid actually plans to challenge the golden-eyed demon ape alone? He must be crazy. This isn't confidence, it's arrogance. However, the calm mustachioed instructor feels that, with the kid's control realm boxing, intricate mastery realm movement, and various perfection realm martial arts, although the golden-eyed demon ape is very strong, avoiding direct confrontation might just give him a chance. At that moment, the demon ape's massive mouth opened, dark energy swirling around the furious creature, and the chains binding its hands snapped suddenly. The next moment, the ape's gong-like fists thundered towards me. Lu Sheng, wrapped in a blue aura, slowly raised his hands, and then a massive explosion echoed, shaking the base. The demon ape's world-destroying fists were abruptly stopped by Lu Sheng's hands. The instructors were stunned once more. This kid actually chose to face it head-on. The next moment, the demon ape's left fist quietly lifted, and under its roars, it threw 999 punches at Lu Sheng in just 2 seconds. According to the smoke but no harm law, Lu Sheng was inevitably unscathed. However, just as the demon ape was about to throw its 1000th punch, a fist emerged from the smoke, glowing blue, and the large and small fists collided fiercely. The next moment, the demon ape's right hand was crippled, and around Lu Sheng, 10 suns slowly rose, turning the cage into a veritable hell on earth. You did well. To take a hit tenfold stellar force and not die, you qualify to be my midnight snack tonight. At this point, Yu Fei was dumbfounded, and Shang Wanling was shocked. The next moment, Lu Sheng's right hand, filled with flames, lifted 10 suns in the sky, and in an instant, flames enveloped the entire body of the demon ape, setting off energy fluctuations that triggered the base alarm. As the attack dissipated, the formidable golden-eyed demon ape was reduced to nothing. At this moment, Yu Fei's eyes, filled with disbelief, saw the grandmasters will displayed by Lu Sheng. Good, very good, excellent. I never thought that in my lifetime I would see someone so young manifest the will of a grandmaster. The path to level 7 has been opened. Given time, our eastern district will surely gain another grandmaster. Instructor Qin couldn't help but express, just in the blink of an eye, this kid has surpassed me. You little brat, really driving people to their graves. However, as for the little monkey that fell in just a moment, Lu Sheng found it boring, so he sat down cross-legged. Seeing this, Yu Fei was dumbfounded again. The final boss had been defeated by him alone, and now he just sat there. What was he planning to do? The next moment, Yu Fei instantly understood. Let it go. Let him play as he wishes, as long as he doesn't kill anyone. Chief Commander, what do you mean as long as he doesn't kill anyone? It seems that now in the eyes of the Chief Commander, there's only Lu Sheng. With the death of the golden-eyed demon ape, the challenge for the Dawn of Enlightenment General Star had ended, and now it was Lu Sheng's personal game time. Xing Ji, the genius representative from Stone Forest Province, finally killed the level 4 colorful scaled cheetah after using all his might. This colorful scaled cheetah is really strong. Even with my iron skin protection, I couldn't withstand all the damage. This should be the last stage, right? Then I guess I've passed. But after passing through the gate, there was complete silence. It's so quiet, then I must be the first to clear it, right? The next moment, his expression hardened as he looked across, and there was the golden-eyed demon ape. The adult golden-eyed demon ape is even a dominator among level 5s. But who is that on the ape? Who could kill a dominator among level 5s with one punch? The next moment, Xingji cautiously asked, hello, what's the situation now? Should I be considered as having passed the selection? Phew, so slow. You finally made it. I've been waiting for you guys for 10 minutes. But Xingji didn't understand what Lu Sheng meant by his words. At this moment, 2 other seated contestants also arrived, and after exchanging glances, they both looked towards Xingji. You are Xingji from Stone Forest Province, right? I've seen you before, and indeed you are the fastest. Is this the finish line? And what does that mean above? Ah, isn't this the level 5 exotic beast, the golden-eyed demon ape? Why would they leave a several hundred-ton corpse of a level 5 exotic beast here? Following that, the clever Xingji explained, this corpse being here is probably just to scare us. Otherwise, no one could defeat the golden-eyed demon ape. But what is that person doing sitting on top of the corpse? The clever man then realized this person must be some kind of guardian for the final challenge of our selection. As long as we pass his test, we can clear the stage. Even Xingji himself was impressed by his own cleverness. At this point, Lu Xing slowly stood up and said, "You are very clever. Now, I give you 5 minutes to adjust your condition. In 5 minutes, challenge me, defeat me, kill me, and you will pass. Come on, let me see what this year's Dawn of Enlightenment General Star is really made of." See, I knew it was going to be something like this. Haha, it looks like we don't have to deal with exotic beasts in the final selection, just defeat him. Yet, the military district is still quite humane. The girl commented, "Look, he doesn't even have fierce energy. His strength must not be that great." The man agreed, "Indeed, I can't feel any fierce energy. Is the Eastern Military District underestimating us?" But as Jia Haoran's psychic power slowly surfaced, they felt that this person might not be so simple after all. Xingji, however, said that without fierce energy, no matter how strong, the three of us already represent the strongest combat power of the entire Eastern region under 18. Why fear him alone? Then, the three of them took out their medicinal pills. This was enough for them to recover their strength within 5 minutes. Hearing this, Lu Xing grinned. "It seems my acting skills are even better than Instructor Qin's." At this point, the instructor's area exploded again, wondering if this kid was planning to massacre all the contestants. Meanwhile, Yufei couldn't stop smiling. "Interesting, ha ha ha, Lu Xing is really something." The instructors collectively requested an immediate halt to the selection, as Lu Xing from Eastern Peace Province was far stronger than the others, and it was very likely to cause an indelible psychological impact on the rest. Yo, hilarious. It seems everyone's starting to feel sorry for their geniuses being messed up by Lu Xing, the freak. Haha, no one had this many complaints when the level 5 exotic beast appeared. It seems Lu Xing has really put a lot of pressure on them. This kid is getting more and more monstrous. He's unknowingly moved ahead of me. But Yufei would not miss this grand performance. He then instructed Dong Qingxue to immediately arrange for supervisors to be more vigilant and to intervene when necessary to protect them, so that Lu Xing doesn't end up hurting them too much. At this moment, Zhang Wanling, as if suffering from a severe case of kidney deficiency, collapsed into his seat. He had never imagined this kid would be stronger than him. Not only a huge embarrassment, but also having to hand over 3 portions of level 5 beast marrow just 2 minutes into their recovery, and already at 90% of his strength. Xingji grew impatient. The other two also recovered to 80% of their strength, but were brimming with confidence. Even if that demon ape came back to life, they'd dare to fight it. At this moment, Lu Xing spoke slowly. "Not bad, somewhat decent. Come at me together. Defeat me, and you are the new Dawn of Enlightenment General Star." But Xingji believed that to deal with such a small fry he alone was enough, and with that, he leaped forward. Damn, Xingji got ahead of us again. No matter, let him have the first go if he likes. It's a good chance to see the Guardian's strength. But that said, Xingji really is terrifying, probably the strongest among the three of us. At this moment, Xingji crossed his arms and then, using his full-powered iron skin, flew towards Lu Xing like a meteor. Witnessing this, the two onlookers were shocked, exclaiming, "This power, he's actually at the peak of level 4. Watching such a domineering meteor, Lu Xing just stood with his hands on his hips. "This is my strongest strike. Don't blame me if you get hurt." Lu Xing then slowly extended his index finger, astonishingly blocking the meteor-like attack right in front of him, and then sighed out of boredom. "Is that all?" The next moment, with a slight exertion of force, the hundreds of tons of meteor flew back like a cannonball, smashing the thick stone door to smithereens. Looking back at Xingji, who now resembled ash, the two onlookers displayed faces filled with incredible fear. "How about you two? Sure you don't want to join in together?" Just now, the strongest genius, Xingji, was knocked out cold with a single strike from Lu Xing, shocking the other two. They expressed their confusion. Why does this person look so young, yet possess such terrifying power? Then, the second cleverest, Jia Haoran, explained, "I've heard that some martial artists seek success too eagerly in their youth, recklessly consuming tonics, leading to hormonal imbalances that stop their development. So you're saying this guy might look only 17 or 18, but he could actually be as old as my grandfather? If that's the case, then the military is really cunning. They never expected the Eastern region to resort to such measures for the selection, even to the point of employing such a drastic measure as using this sort of medicine pot in the final challenge." Seeing the two muttering to themselves, Lu Xing was speechless, then slowly stepped forward with a deathly grin. "Let's change the rules a bit. If you two can make me take a step back, you pass." When have the two, always treated as geniuses, ever been so insulted? "You old thing, too much bullying. It's infuriating." The two's aura exploded in an instant. "Don't underestimate us, or you will pay the price." The next moment, Jia Haoran's hands sent several iron rods flying towards Lu Xing. "See, this is more like it. Pressure really does make a difference. Humph, old man, let's see how you dodge these heavy iron rods. Even if you're strong, underestimating a level 2 Mindweaver will be something you regret. The next moment, Lu Xing's right hand slowly extended, and the heavy iron rods, as if finding their source, danced gracefully under his control. As the storm passed, the iron rods obediently reappeared in Lu Xing's hands. This scene left Jia Haoran dumbfounded. The heavy iron nails that he needed his full strength to control were effortlessly caught by Lu Xing. Lu Xing simply smiled lightly. Now, it's your partner's turn. Before the words had settled, Kong Qing flashed behind him at lightning speed. Just as she was about to launch an attack, Kong Qing was stunned once again. Lu Xing caught her with one hand and then said lightly, "Didn't your instructor teach you not to get distracted during a fight?" Kong Qing was shocked at this old man's reaction speed, able to catch me while I was using lightning techniques. The next moment, Lu Xing said, "Come on, shock me, use your 100,000 volts." The girl, hearing for the first time such a masochistic request, replied, "Since you're asking for it, don't blame me." The next moment, a powerful beast-like thunderbolt exploded on Lu Xing. Feeling such a dominating force of electricity, Lu Xing immediately began to use the natural breathing technique at full force, sensing the path of the electricity traveling through his body. The next moment, Lu Xing suddenly opened his eyes, and Kong Qing was repelled by an even stronger force of lightning. At this moment, Kong Qing looked as bewildered as Pikachu, while Lu Xing, benefiting from this encounter, mastered a fourth special breathing technique, thunder breathing. Seeing this, Lu Xing walked forward satisfied. "Very good, very good. You have passed the selection." He then walked towards the exit alone, leaving behind an excited girl. What? Did he really just say that? Am I the only one who passed the selection? Am I the Dawn of Enlightenment General Star now, representing the strongest combat power and the most talented martial arts genius under 18 in the entire East? I really did it. Thank you, instructor, for your recognition. You like to call me Pikachu, right? Then, from now on, my title will be Pikachu. Hee. No need to thank me. It's your own excellence that earned my recognition. Keep it up, little Pikachu. Meanwhile, the other two were a bit baffled by this exchange, finding the passing criteria perplexing. Just then, an instructor slowly approached. "All right, had enough fun. Eastern Peace Province's genius representative Lu Xing, the chief commander is calling you to attend the Dawn of Enlightenment General's Star Award ceremony." What? Pikachu, in her third moment of astonishment in this episode. What do you mean he's going to the award ceremony? Isn't he the final guardian? Isn't the Dawn of Enlightenment General's star supposed to be me? The instructor then explained, "You misunderstood. He, like you, is a contestant in the selection, only he arrived at the final challenge 20 minutes before you. There was no final guardian. The golden-eyed demon ape was the ultimate boss, and he killed it with one punch. The guarding activity was just him having a bit of fun with you." Hearing this, the young geniuses felt their entire understanding collapsing. After the instructor announced the end of the selection, the other instructors also went to notify the remaining contestants still on the track. Meanwhile, Zhao Lai, who lost the bet earlier, was desperately fighting the colorful scaled cheetah. After exerting the effort of 10 bulls and 2 tigers, he finally defeated the formidable and troublesome exotic beast. Damn, good thing I caught it at the last moment, or I would have been done for. Although I'm completely drained of strength and energy, what does it matter? Ha. I killed a level 4 exotic beast that even instructor Shengwan struggles with. Ha. This is level 4. I bet the instructors are watching me with shock on the monitors right now. Better strike a cool pose. It might end up on a poster. Before he could finish basking in his own glory, an instructor slowly jumped down. "You are Zhao Lai from Eastern East Province, right?" Zhao Lai, both startled and delighted, responded, "Ah, yes, I'm Zhao Lai. Alright, successfully killing a level 4 colorful scaled cheetah. Your results have been uploaded. The assessment is over. Come out with me directly." What? Go out directly with you? The instructor? Is it because I ended the selection? So, the Dawn of Enlightenment General Star is me, right? I'm the first to successfully kill a level 4 terrifying beast. Instructor Zhang, looking at him as if he were a fool, said, "Kid, what are you dreaming about? The Dawn of Enlightenment General Star selection ended half an hour ago. The reason we delayed informing you is because, never mind, explaining too much to you is pointless. As it stands, your rank is probably 5th. I'm a flame element controller. How can I possibly be 5th? I've been touted as a genius among geniuses from a young age, and the instructor even falsified my strength just for this competition to make a stunning debut. This kid obviously hasn't been knocked down a peg before." On the other hand, after some discussion, Yufei decided to grant Kong Qing an additional spot in the beast blood pool, considering the young lady had a tough time too. This decision made Kong Qing's instructor overjoyed. Currently, only the top 3 can enter the beast blood pool. Lu Xing undoubtedly deserved it. Xing Ji was unquestionably second, and Jia Haoran and Kong Qing were neck and neck. But Jia Haoran is a rare and precious mindweaver. Having achieved such a result, the instructor was already satisfied, and her efforts were not in vain. Meanwhile, Lu Xing, who thought he would be directly receiving his award, was instead taken to a rest area. Is this the recovery potion prepared for me? Taking a swig, it feels almost like a functional drink. At this point, it only serves to keep me alert. As for restoring physical strength, it can't compare at all to the strength broth I concoct. I wonder how the sale of the medicinal soup is going. It's been a long time since I last contacted her. The next moment, Lu Xing placed his hands on his abdomen and a current spread throughout his body. Thunder breathing combines the advantages of flame breathing and wind breathing, faster and stronger, but it doesn't reach the limits of either. Overall, it's a highly balanced breathing technique. Sometimes I think about how I always push myself so hard. I even miss the lazy times with little fatty. As for things 10,000 years from now, I'll be long gone by then. But having witnessed that scene, I can't just stand by. Having made a choice, how can I easily give up? I'm no longer just fighting for humanity 10,000 years from now, but also for myself. Not everyone has something they're willing to grit their teeth and strive for, but since the choice was mine, let me carry this torch of light and hope forward until 10,000 years later. After the emotional moment ended, Lu Xing returned to the realm of dreams for more insights. At this point, Lu Xing's character rating was 3.5 stars. His biography now included the title of Eastern Dawn of Enlightenment General Star, and he had successfully joined the Eastern Military District. The overall data was similar to last time, only the resume was much prettier. His strength limit remained at level 7 Grandmaster. His character rating had gained half a star, perhaps due to joining the Eastern Military District. But still, due to dying 20 years early in a major battle with exotic beasts, he wondered if he could have broken through to level 8 Grandmaster if he hadn't died. This time the family details include a spouse. Lu Xing was shocked because he was married to instructor Dong Qingxue, who was more than 30 years older than him. No way, there must be some mistake. How could I possibly marry her? It's absurd. Is it a case of the old cow eating young grass? But on second thought, he would certainly become a Dawn of Enlightenment General Star and join the Eastern Military District. It's inevitable that he would often be with her. Given their past relationship and possibly developing feelings over time, it seemed not entirely impossible. Damn, instructor Dong Qingxue becoming my wife. How will I ever be able to look her in the eye? No, I need to find someone to vent this frustration. Stay calm. I remember the Valkyries should be over there. The next day, the long-awaited Dawn of Enlightenment General Star Awards ceremony finally arrived. The square was filled with people as Lu Xing walked straight towards the center to receive his championship medal. Commander Yu Fei personally adorned Lu Xing with the General Star Medal, which was made of the same material as the Grandmaster's, and it was dazzling. Yu Fei expressed his hope that one day he could award him with a real Grandmaster badge. Thank you, Commander Yu. I believe that day will come soon. Ha ha ha. At that moment, Yu Fei laughed heartily, having heard such remarks many times over the years, but only this year did it feel genuinely true. Such a statement from Lu Xing did not come off as arrogant, but rather as stating something obvious. It's the first time in many years that I've seen the commander treat a contestant with such an attitude. Subsequently, the top 10 contestants also received their level 5 exotic beast blood, followed by Yu Fei, Lu Xing, and the 3 geniuses heading to the beast blood pool. Here we go. This is the beast blood pool. This year's Dawn of Enlightenment General Star Award is unprecedented. Hearing this, Zhao Lai, with sad eyes, shed 2 tons of tears. Being fifth, he only received 1 tube of beast blood and lost 3 tubes due to the bet. After entering the private room, Yu Fei instructed them to begin immediately. After a brief 2-minute walk, they arrived at a small square. Yu Fei then said, "You 3, quickly take off your clothes and get ready to enter the cultivation chambers." What? So the so-called beast blood pool is actually this cultivation chamber? Stepping inside to see, is this the beast blood pool? So, it's really spacious inside. This is too cool. As long as your body can break through its limits and absorb it, you can refill endlessly. As they soaked in the beast blood, Kong Qing distinctly felt her body start to buzz with an unusual agitation. Yu Fei then called Lu Xing to go to the beast marrow pool, which was right next to the beast blood pool. Ahead was a huge spinal cord, underneath which was a well-like small pool. Is this the beast marrow? Why is it only half full? Hearing this, his wife couldn't help but retort, "Only half? Do you know how much just this amount of beast marrow costs? Hundreds of billions, and that's just the cost. If it were sold, it would go for 10 times that." Wow, Lu Xing said excitedly, rubbing his hands together. "I see. Can I get a refill if I absorb it all?" His wife scoffed. "You better try to absorb it all first. In all these years, I've never seen anyone who could absorb half of it in one go." The next moment, Lu Xing stripped down to just his underwear, revealing a physique pleasing to the eye, causing Dong Qingxue to blush slightly. "Not bad. Looks like you've been working hard on your training." As he soaked in the beast marrow, Lu Xing's body entered an unconscious state. The next moment, it was as if he had entered the body of an exotic beast, with the terrifying figure of the beast rampaging inside him, as if it could devour this tiny human at any moment. The domineering power surged into every inch of his skin as if it were alive. This is so uncomfortable. No wonder they say no one can absorb it all. This stuff really puts a huge strain on the body. Well then, bring it on. Let me see where the limits of my body are. The next moment, Lu Xing's eyes emitted lasers. Even if this is the power of an exotic beast, it will be mine to control. Submit to me. Then, Lu Xing's consciousness traveled to the life of the exotic beast. Is this beast marrow from a flood dragon? Jia Haoran was the first to open his eyes. Phew, it seems this is the limit of my body. Hearing this, the long-haired instructor praised, as expected of a mind weaver, good absorption. You've nearly drained this batch of beast blood. This level 5 beast blood is really something. Feels like my body has strengthened by a whole dimension. Just as Jia Haoran was feeling proud, the instructor said, you're the first one out, but don't be discouraged. Your strength is in your psychic powers. Your martial arts talent is naturally a bit weaker, and you're not on the same path as them. Ah, that must be meant as consolation, right? The next moment, after absorbing an entire batch, Kong Qing also came out. After absorbing the beast blood, I feel like I could break through to level 4 at any moment, and my thunder talent has improved as well. After waiting another 20 minutes, the muscular Xingji also emerged. This beast blood truly is a treasure. Just a bit more and I can break through to level 5 directly. The mustached instructor laughed heartily. Ha, you really are a true genius, breaking from level 4 to level 5 in just 1 year. Back in my day, it took me 10 years to make that breakthrough. Truly the new waves pushing the old ones ahead. The next moment, Jia Haoran asked in confusion, Xingji, you've broken through before even finishing one batch? Seeing his student so clueless, the long-haired instructor nonchalantly said he had already finished the first batch. This is his second batch. Hearing this, Jia Haoran was shocked, meaning this guy absorbed 2/3 more beast blood than us in roughly the same amount of time. Among the three of them, Xingji was already ahead, and now the gap is only widening. Pikachu also sighed. Strength is not on the same level. There are also gaps among geniuses. Perhaps before, Xingji would have been smug hearing such praise, but ever since meeting Lu Sheng, that arrogance has not appeared. His own talents are like a little brother in front of him. As soon as the words fell, Xingji's mouth dropped open, looking at the neighboring beast marrow pool. How is this possible? What's going on with Lu Sheng's absorption rate? And what's up with this progress bar? How did it finish so quickly? 2 minutes after Lu Sheng entered the beast marrow pool, Yufei asked if everything was going smoothly. Dong Qingxue indicated okay. Everything was very smooth, only that Lu Sheng's absorption was a bit fast. He has already absorbed a quarter. Yufei said in a deep voice, although he performs well among his peers, he's still a kid. Pour all the beast marrow liquid from the reserve tank into it, aiming for the best effect. At this moment, a minion exclaimed in surprise, Chief Commander, the beast marrow liquid from the reserve tank was already used up. This tank is the last one. What? I only absorbed half of a tank when I broke through to Grandmaster. Hurry up and check the reserves. I want to see just how big this little guy's appetite is, and how much of a surprise he can bring me. As the beast marrow liquid was transferred, the reserves in the storage tanks were also completely poured in. At this moment, Lu Sheng's body radiated bursts of golden light, while inside his consciousness space, he continuously practiced the stellar body refinement technique. Simultaneously, as the golden light shimmered around Lu Sheng, the beast marrow liquid was being absorbed at a rapid rate. However, the minion continued to pour more in, but the next moment, the liquid in the tank instantly disappeared. The minion was stunned. It just disappeared as soon as I poured it in, like some kind of magic trick. He then asked the chief commander whether to continue pouring. Keep pouring, pour it fiercely. I want to see if our vast military can be bankrupted by him. Following Yufei's orders, the last reserves from tanks 98 and 99 were all deployed. Yet, as Lu Sheng soaked in the massive amount of beast marrow liquid, his body emitted lasers, and his immortal golden body was finally about to complete its first phase. 2 beams of laser then burst forth from Lu Sheng's eyes. Just level 4 beast marrow liquid having such an effect. What about levels 5, 6, 7, or 8? It was unimaginable. After continuously pouring for 3 hours, the exhausted minion asked, Chief Commander, do we continue? Watching the scene unfold, Yufei sat down in shock. Damn, decades of military storage gone just like that. There's still some military grade reserve in tank 100. Keep adding that. Damn it, if he doesn't join our eastern military district after this, I swear I'll throw him into the sea to feed the dogs. As the flood of beast marrow liquid continued, Lu Sheng felt as if countless volcanoes suddenly erupted within him. His vital energy and blood now burned hot like magma, and his bones had turned golden, resembling the body of an invincible war god. This is internal energy, signifying that I've officially stepped beyond level 3 and entered the powerful level 4 martial artist tier. I didn't expect this marrow cleansing to not only grant me internal energy, but also to complete the first phase of the immortal golden body. The completion of the immortal golden body signifies a significant breakthrough in my physical condition. It looks like now, even a strike from that female grandmaster would be easy for me to withstand. Following the transfer of beast marrow liquid, the reserves in the storage tanks were also completely depleted. This guy has absorbed all the level 4 beast marrow combat liquid. The entire military district's level 4 reserves aren't enough for him alone. Is his body a bottomless pit? Although Yufei was bleeding internally at the moment, he was also somewhat excited and expectant. Dong Qingxue watched her future husband with a blush. Inside the beast marrow chamber, as the golden light gradually faded, Lu Sheng slowly got up. His physique at this moment was incredibly dazzling, like a golden Buddha. Lu Sheng felt as though he had grown taller, his clothes now feeling a bit small. What a terrifying genius. I can feel that he has has become so strong that it's beyond my imagination. Is he even human anymore? We seem like nothing compared to him. Dong Qingxue, feeling the atmosphere in front of her, said helplessly, Lu Sheng, I didn't expect that in just 2 months, you'd jump ahead of me. Lu Sheng, take this. The next moment, Yu Fei suddenly leaped up, his palm gathering immense energy aimed at Lu Sheng. Dong Qingxue was startled by such a powerful strike, wondering if the chief commander was playing too rough. However, Lu Sheng just smiled slightly, his fist bursting with fire, as 10 suns in the sky re-emerged. Good lad, you have some of the flair of that person from back in the day. Then, a blue and a red energy collided in the middle, the immense energy fluctuation causing the entire military district to tremble. The three geniuses were stunned. Was this a Grandmaster level confrontation? Just watching required all their effort. After the energies collided, both individuals were forced back 10 meters. Chief Commander, you're too strong. I've only just broken through to level 4. I can't hold it. Ha ha ha. Level 4? With the physique of golden bones and jade muscles, Grandmaster-like, your combat power is over 500,000, but I really just broke through to level 4. Damn it. Still arguing? I don't care whether you're level 4 or not. You've consumed 150 billion worth of beast marrow liquid. It would be light to throw you into the sea to feed the dogs. Chief Commander, are you not able to take a joke? Yu Fei was also surprised. Although he held back a bit, his direct hit just now was at least 1 million in combat power, yet it was all blocked by him, and he even seemed to have strength to spare. The three geniuses were shocked. We were assessed with such a freak, never heard of any Dawn of Enlightenment General's star being this monstrous. We knew we couldn't compete with him, but we didn't expect such a huge gap. Over 500,000 in combat power, just a level 4 martial artist with the peak strength of level 6. And what about at levels 5 or 6? Would his combat power not exceed 1 million? Not a Grandmaster, but as good as one. Moreover, he's already shown his Grandmaster's will. His path to Grandmaster has been forged. We can't even follow in his footsteps in this lifetime, not even catch his exhaust. Lu Sheng is already ahead of us, and he's only 18 this year, hasn't even taken the college entrance exam yet. Wait, the college entrance exam? Instructor Qin was stunned. They had almost forgotten that Lu Sheng was still a high school student. Dong Qingxue said calmly, no doubt, Lu Sheng will be the one to rise this time, though the investment this time was large. Later on the battlefield, kill a few more exotic beasts to make the military district's cultivation of you worthwhile. Naturally, going into battle and killing enemies is every martial artist's duty. Besides, having used more resources, I should indeed contribute more strength. Yu Fei's gaze gradually became serene and gentle, unyielding. You do have a bit of a marshal's aura. With that, he laughed heartily and left. The next time I see you, you'll probably be a Grandmaster already. I'm looking forward to that day. At that moment, Dong Qingxue approached Lu Sheng to discuss his plans for the college entrance exam. Regarding the college entrance exam and university, Lu Sheng would like to ask for some advice from the instructor, who has been through it all. With your current strength, any martial university within Dragon Kingdom would be at your disposal. In the Eastern District, the best university is Eastern Peace Martial University. Plus, you're from Eastern Peace Province, you would receive great benefits there. Eastern Peace Martial University, that's Dong Qingxue's alma mater, isn't it? Dong Qingxue continued, a month ago, I definitely would have suggested you choose Eastern Peace Martial University, but now I recommend you go directly to the capital, because the capital houses 7 holy martial universities. It is the birthplace of Dragon Kingdom's martial arts, where all the top talents of the entire country converge. That is truly a place where dragons crouch and tigers crouch. If you can break the record of the Holy Martial Tower, you could gain the favor of a martial sage and become a disciple of a martial sage, and you might very well break through to the level of a great Grandmaster. Martial sage? This is the first time Lu Sheng has heard someone mention it in this world. That's right, martial sages are indeed the pinnacle of this world. They possess unimaginable martial power, have absolute authority, and even stand above the military and national powers. Currently, Dragon Kingdom has only 3: Extreme Path Martial Sage, Zhao Ji, Bright Jade Martial Sage, Tan Zhongyu, and Dark Star Martial Sage, Lin Jingyu. So in this world, a level 9 martial artist is the pinnacle. Therefore, Lu Sheng, I can't make the decision for you, because I can feel that your future will go much further, farther than anyone else, possibly even surpassing the martial sages. Damn, with things put this way, do I even have a choice? It's clearly pointing me towards the capital. With the 3 level 11 supreme techniques I possess, my future path will surely surpass that of a martial sage. This Dong Qingxue, Lu Sheng is only level 4, and she's already praising him, but perhaps I'm the one with limited vision. Lu Sheng's talent is indeed the best I've seen, and he might truly reach that realm in the future. Now, the highest rank in the entire Dragon Kingdom military, the Grand Marshal, is only at the level of a great Grandmaster, and there has never been a level 9 martial sage. Lu Sheng puzzled, just 1 level difference, can't the entire military's effort achieve a breakthrough? Instructor Qin came over and said, it's not that simple. Just to create a level 8 Grandmaster, we've already exhausted all the top resources of the military, and the gap between level 8 and level 9 is insurmountable. We don't even know how much more resources would be needed. Having a level 9 martial sage is our long-held wish, as well as that of the entire military. Normally, as an instructor from the Eastern Military District, I should advise you to stay in the East, as it's highly likely you would join the military in the future. However, our long-held wishes shouldn't become your shackles. Your path should be decided by yourself. Listening to Dong Qingshua's concerned words, Lu Sheng remembered their wedding photo. Taking a deep breath, "Thank you, Instructor Dong Qingxue. I will definitely not let down your expectations. Just like I promised Commander Yu, protecting our homeland is the duty of us martial artists, and I will never forget the support and care the Eastern Military District has given me." Listening to each statement, Dong Qingxue felt as if she had picked up the script for a female lead, her face unconsciously flushing again. Watching this scene, Instructor Qin was baffled. What's going on with these two? The atmosphere feels a bit off. Yo, could this be the old cow eating young grass? Just now, after Dong Qingshue's explanation, Lu Sheng decided to first go to the Eastern Peace City Mindweaver Association to pass the assessment, as this could indeed add points to his college entrance exam. Moreover, passing the assessment would grant him access to the Star Net. Okay, Instructor Dong Qingxue, I really appreciate your concern, always helping me at crucial moments. I'm off to the assessment now. Dong Qingxue was stunned by the sudden gratitude. Watching Lu Sheng's departing figure, she felt an unusual emotion stirring within her. At that moment, Instructor Qin came up and said, "Dong Qingxue, let me gossip a bit. I've known you for many years, and I've never seen you show such an expression towards any man. Could it be that you have feelings for Lu Sheng?" Before he could finish, Dong Qingxue had already moved to the doorway, suppressing her emotions. She herself noticed that she had been getting unusually excited when talking to Lu Sheng lately. Could it be that she really had feelings for this young kid? The next morning, a helicopter flew over Eastern Peace City. "Lu Sheng, are you sure you want to get off here?" "Yes, right here is fine." "Okay, I'll lower the aircraft a bit more and then deploy the rope ladder." But Lu Sheng confidently replied with 3 words, "No need. Goodbye, Instructor Dong Qingxue." "Damn," Instructor Qin shouted. "This kid isn't wearing a parachute, and we're at least a few hundred meters above the ground. He's got a death wish." "Don't worry, he won't die. He has even greater strength than me." Instructor Qin laughed. "Ha, what a madman." Just as he was about to hit the ground, with only 10 meters to go, Lu Sheng was enveloped in a golden light. "Hey, Daddy, look, is that Superman in the sky?" "No, that's a martial artist. A very strong martial artist, at least level 6, possibly even a martial arts grandmaster." At this moment, Lu Sheng's skin, muscles, bones, and even his internal organs had undergone tremendous transformation, stronger than even a level 5 or 6 defensive martial artist. A drop of water falling from a great height would shatter. But what about a piece of iron? It would just damage the ground. "That over there is Eastern Peace City. I need to hurry over. The energy generated after reaching level 4 is spreading throughout my body, and even now the internal energy continues to regenerate. It might take a month to fully develop, but strangely, my internal energy is golden, unlike the colorless form typical for martial artists. Just as Commander Yu once said, golden bones and jade muscles, the appearance of a grandmaster. It just shows how powerful the immortal golden body is, and besides, every move I make is dazzlingly golden, definitely maxing out the swagger." Lu Sheng, like a ghost, flew towards the city ahead, covering 5 kilometers in just 150 seconds. "What? He's the one who just landed. So young, it's impossible. He must have used some high-tech equipment to land safely." The scene shifts, and Lu Sheng, accompanied by a young man, has arrived at the Mindweaver Association. At the moment, at the front of the test, there is a bald, middle-aged fat man struggling to control a purple sphere in front of him. However, just seconds before completion, the purple sphere wobbles and hits the crystal next to it, causing it to fall, and the fat man is in agony. Indeed, the 59-year-old fat man is undergoing his 6th assessment. The examiner suggests that the uncle no longer come back, as it is difficult to make any breakthroughs at this age. "And Shuefei, this is your 3rd time, right?" "Cut, that's not the same. I was a level 1 Mindweaver at 20. It's normal to fail a few times at level 2 when I'm only 25 now. He's over 50. Can it be the same?" Alright, no one's as good at talking as you." The next moment, the young man introduces Lu Sheng to the examiner. This young man comes recommended by Dong Qingxue from the Eastern Military District. Hearing this, Shuefei is quite shocked. Such a young kid, could he possibly be a Mindweaver too? Shuefei, coming along, seeing that I am a handsome guy, starts chatting with me. "Hello, little brother. I didn't expect you to be a Mindweaver at such a young age. Is this your first time? If you don't understand something, your sister can teach you." Lu Sheng smiles in response. "It is indeed my first time. Was that iron sphere just now part of the assessment?" "Yes, there are 3 parts. First, we test the strength and purity of mental power with an instrument. Then comes the practical test. You need to control a specified number of iron spheres, pass them through a set number of glass walls without touching them within a given time. That glass is very fragile. Just a slight touch from the iron spheres will shatter it. The person before was doing a level 1 test, so he just needed to pass through 1 layer. I'm at level 2, so I need to pass through 5 layers. God bless. I hope I can pass smoothly this time. I really don't want to come for the 4th time." The next second, Shuefei steps up to the front of the test, placing raising her hands above, and then the examiner speaks. Mental power strength 11.33, mental power purity 1.02, qualified. Xuefei stands tall and breathes out. Now for the control operation, same old rules. 15 iron beads, control them to pass through 5 layers of glass within 20 seconds. The next moment, Xuefei's body emits a purple glow, and 15 purple iron beads slowly appear. So that's how it is. Controlling 15 iron-grade weapons at the same time is indeed a significant burden for a level 2 mind weaver. At the same time, one must keep their mental power as restrained as possible, or even a slight fluctuation from the iron weapons will shatter the glass. Under Xuefei's meticulous control, the iron spheres approached the glass. At that moment, sweat dripped from Xuefei's cheeks as the spheres lined up and passed through the tiny holes. Good. Successfully passed the first layer. Let's keep up the momentum and clear them all. Then she successfully passed the second layer, adjusted her position slightly, and the third layer was cleared as well, soon approaching the fourth layer. I can do this. Today I will break through to level 2 Mindweaver. Ding, the instructor announced. Time's up. Assessment failed. Got too excited for nothing. No worries, that was just a warm-up. I still have a chance. Xuefei controlled the falling iron beads again, just as before, but this time with even greater agility. Good, the first layer is cleared. Nicely done. Keep up this speed. She then passed the second, third, and fourth layers. 6.28 seconds left. There's still a chance. Just as the iron spheres slowly passed through the last layer, a trace of mental power slowly leaked out. The next moment, with a crash, the spheres lost control and shattered the glass. Xuefei collapsed to the ground in tears. Indeed, she had failed again. The green-haired instructor asked, "You still have one chance today. Do you want to continue?" "No, I'm too far off. It's very hard for me to pass in the short term." The next moment, Lu Xing spoke arrogantly. "You can pass. You definitely have the ability. It's just the method that's wrong. Use your brain more. Don't just focus on what's in front of you. Look further ahead." What? Xuefei was somewhat baffled by his words. "Your current approach is to adjust the position of each ball in front of the glass, then pass through the glass, and adjust for the next glass hole. Although this method isn't wrong, it takes too much time and demands a lot from your mental power. This test not only assesses control, but also the Mindweaver's ability to project and plan. From the beginning, you should determine which holes the iron spheres need to pass through. Then think of each hole as a point, and connect these points into a complete route. What you need to do is control the 15 beads to complete 15 different routes." Xuefei stared blankly at Lu Xing, as if that made sense. Hearing this, the instructor scoffed. "Smart kid, but your method isn't easy to implement. Not many can determine 15 routes in such a short time, let alone calculate the distances between each hole and the speed rates. You're wrong. Such calculations might be immense for ordinary people, but for a Mindweaver, it's not a big problem." Then, a massive hand slowly rose in front of Xuefei. Following that, thousands of iron spheres hovered in the air in the auditorium, leaving the instructor shocked. How is this possible? He's controlling all the iron spheres. A teal glow shone all over Lu Xing's body. Watch closely. I'll only demonstrate once. Then, thousands of iron spheres converged in the air, one after another, like a pearl necklace, and simultaneously passed through all the glass walls. After such a grand display, which only took 10 seconds, Xuefei, though she understood what Lu Xing said, still couldn't comprehend why such an effect was possible. At this moment, Lu Xing was like a magician. Although she could see every movement he made, she couldn't understand why it was so magical. Controlling such a vast number of iron beads, and also passing through hundreds of layers of glass walls and tens of thousands of different holes, what kind of immense calculations were involved? The instructors were stunned for a moment before coming to their senses, rushing to get Chairman Jiang to come over as a significant event was unfolding. Meanwhile, the chairman was idly playing cards. Even with level 4 mental power, I can't become a gambling god. The next moment, the office door was flung open. "Chairman, it's urgent. You need to look at the computer data." What could be so urgent? Then, the young man relayed what had just happened to the chairman, who could hardly believe it, given its rather exaggerated nature. "Chairman, don't be skeptical. Quickly check the computer. He should be about to undergo the mental power test now." As soon as Lu Xing placed his hand on the crystal, it started emitting a blinding golden light. What's going on? What's with this golden light? The next moment, the mental panel displayed mental strength at 435, mental purity at 126. Both were astounded, as they had never seen such high numbers before. Xuefei remarked, "Is the machine broken? These numbers are terrifying. The association standard for Mindweaver purity is 1.0. Even at level 4 it's only 10. Our chairman is only a level 4 mentalist, but this young man, who looks like a high school student, his purity is 12 times that of a typical level 4 Mindweaver. What does this mean?" The next moment, the chairman rushed out, sweating profusely, and his first action was to ask Green Hair, "Is the testing equipment damaged?" "Everything is normal. We just tested 2 people with it. Don't believe me? Try it yourself." Hearing this, Lu Xing asked, "Is there a problem with my numbers?" The chairman hurriedly explained, "Mr. Lu, don't get me wrong. It's just that your results are so astonishing, it's hard to believe. May I ask if you are the descendant of some level 7 7 or 8 Mindweaver? You must be Chairman Jiang, right? I'm just a commoner's child, not from any prominent background. Let's proceed with the next test. What, Mr. Liu, with your strength, do you even need to take the last part of the assessment? Of course, it's just a small test, easily done. As green hair started the timer, tens of thousands of iron spheres once again hovered in the air, but this time with even more flair, as countless iron spheres converged in the air to form a giant dragon. Having had one experience already, Lu Xing's coordination was now more than twice as fast as before. In a blink, the iron spheres, like living creatures, neatly aligned themselves to pass through the rows of small holes. Despite their number, not a single one touched the glass. Lu Xing took a deep breath. This time it was a bit more practiced. Should be under 5 seconds, right? No, the final time was just 4 seconds. At this moment, Shuefei looked as if she had eaten something disgusting. The second operation was only smoother because of familiarity, and it looks like he's still not at his limit. Witnessing this scene, the chairman felt as if he had been bombarded by 100 royal flushes. This is nearly grandmaster-level mental control. It really is true that the new waves push the old waves, and the old waves die on the shore. What a monster! The chairman declared he would personally award Lu Xing his certificate and badge, though the highest level the association could award was level 4 Mindweaver, and higher levels would require Lu Xing to go to the capital for certification. Chairman, you don't have to be so nervous. I'm just a high school student preparing for the college entrance exams. Shuefei curiously asked Lu Xing. How old are you? Me? 18. What did you think? 80? Did you think I'm one of those creatures that look like a child but have lived for tens of thousands of years? The college entrance exams are in 2 months. If not for the Mindweaver certification boosting my score, I wouldn't have bothered coming all the way to Cool City for the assessment. At this moment, Shuefei's cheeks were flushed, as such an outstanding young talent couldn't just be left for someone else. The next moment, Shuefei asked, I still have one more chance to assess. Should I try again? Of course, let's give it another shot. Lu Xing then began to teach her hands-on. You see, first feel the beads with your hands. But now, with Shuefei's heart pounding wildly, how could she focus on controlling the iron spheres? Through Lu Xing's mouth-to-mouth teaching, Shuefei successfully passed the second-level mind. To celebrate the birth of the second level for Mindweaver in Eastern Peace Province, the chairman invited the two of them to have dinner together tonight. However, Lu Xing originally planned to leave immediately, but he couldn't resist their pleading and cuteness, so he had no choice but to postpone his plans. So, the wealthy Shuefei became Lu Xing's personal driver. It's only the afternoon, and after saying goodbye to the chairman, they could still return to the association's hotel to rest for 2 hours. As Shuefei drove at 200 kilometers per hour, she sneakily glanced at Lu Xing through the rearview mirror. Just looking at him, Lu Xing seems like a normal pretty boy. Who would have thought that he's a level 4 Mindweaver genius respected even by the Eastern Peace chairman? Young, handsome, talented, and so formidable, unlike those arrogant second-generation elites who are just like crap compared to him. While contemplating, Shuefei noticed that Lu Xing had been staring at her the whole time. Embarrassed, Shuefei unconsciously pushed the speed to 300 kilometers per hour. No, how could he like me? I've only known Lu Xing for 2 hours, but typical adolescent boys all like mature and stable older sisters. Plus I'm not bad looking, have a good figure, and exactly the mature style that matches well with a young puppy. Then she pressed the accelerator again. That's right, Shuefei, you have to seize the opportunity. The 5-kilometer journey took just 2 minutes, with awkward fantasies occupying her mind all the way. Just as Shuefei was about to say something, Lu Xing interrupted her. You better run faster. You just sped and ran through 5 red lights. There are 2 police cars chasing us now. Before he could respond, Shuefei quickly drove off. Back at the hotel, a piece of news caught Lu Xing's eye. Ling Su really made a splash. Effective today, Hall of Benevolence has officially been renamed to Lingxing Pharmaceuticals Limited and launched a new medicine, Spirit Muscle Fortifying Blood Soup, which will be a game-changing drug, redefining the existence of supplements and advancing the world's martial arts. What? They changed the name and launched a new drug without even notifying me. After all, I'm the major shareholder with a 90% stake. But the next moment, he was startled by Ling Su's 999 missed calls. What's wrong with this crappy phone that I couldn't hear it ringing? But since I'm returning tomorrow, I might as well delve into a dream first to see how big this business can grow. Unbeknownst to him, Ling Su had turned the company into a billion-dollar listed entity and a pharmaceutical giant just by relying on this one type of liquid medicine. But the next 2 lines of text stunned Lu Xing, as Ling Su was listed as his spouse. This scene scared Lu Xing so much that he immediately asked AI to pull up his personal information. Indeed, it had changed again. Am I really that fickle? Wives have increased. Now I suddenly have both Dong Qingxue and Ling Su as my wives. Is this making me a future philanderer? The next moment, Lu Xing urged himself to stay calm. After all, this illusory future can change at any moment. It might even change in a few days. Then, Lu Xing wanted to look up Spirit Muscle Fortifying Blood Soup but was denied by AI due to insufficient permissions to access recipes above level 5. Just as Lu Xing thought, since he's now made Spirit Muscle Fortifying Blood Soup public, Republic. After 10,000 years of development, it turned a second-rate supplement into a level 5 rare medicine. In that case, if I continue to reveal things now, human civilization could develop this item for an additional 10,000 years. Saying this, Lu Xing quickly had AI pull up world history. Sure enough, history had changed. The destruction had been delayed by more than 10 years. A batch of spirit muscle fortifying blood soup, after 10,000 years of development, managed to buy humanity over 10 years. What if I had 3 level 11 supreme techniques? Could it change the fate of human destruction? But I think it's better not to disclose these techniques just yet. Not to mention whether revealing them now could actually save the future. But one thing is for certain, once disclosed, they would inevitably cause a massive uproar worldwide. The existing order would be disrupted, society would be thrown into chaos, and my family and I would become the center of all storms. Who knows what that would entail? Moreover, if such actions still couldn't save humanity's future, then this 10,000-year-old seed of hope would be completely extinguished, leaving humans utterly hopeless. Therefore, the best approach is to wait until I have sufficient strength to fully control the situation before gradually releasing these techniques. Right now, the weak human race needs a proper guide, and that guide can only be me, Lu Xing. At dinner, Lu Xing changed into one of his few new outfits and headed to the destination. I have to go home tomorrow. I need to let He Ling Su prepare the remaining ingredients. It was only under tens of thousands of reply messages that he finally surfaced. What a dog boss. A long greeting prepared for Lu Xing, always just knowing how to eat. After 10,000 years finally replies to messages, completely unaware of how hard I work for this company. But what can I do? He's the big boss, the sorrow of a wage worker. And just downstairs, Xue Fei was already waiting for him, dressed especially mature and sexy today. Mr. Lu, I've come to pick you up. The banquet is ready. Xue Fei, just call me Lu Xing. Mr. Lu sounds really awkward. 2 minutes later, the two arrived at the restaurant, where the hall was decorated with banners welcoming another level 4 Mindweaver to Cool City. This is not quite what Lu Xing expected. I thought it was just going to be a simple dinner, but they've made such a big fuss. How is it? Handsome Lu, are you shy because there are too many people? Don't look at old John's short and ugly appearance. In Cool City, he is one of the top figures. Almost half of the city's notable people are here tonight, and that's after old Jiang heavily restricted the guest list. Alright then, since I'm going back tomorrow, let them make a fuss as long as it doesn't affect my dinner. A lady nearby exclaimed in surprise. Really? Jiang Chairman, you're exaggerating too much. It's true, every generation produces talented individuals. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. The entire venue was abuzz with discussion, and even Pink Hair, who hadn't appeared in a long time, was present. We're lucky. If it wasn't for you, we really couldn't have gotten in here, especially since this banquet is hosted by old Jiang, the president of the Cool City Mindweaver Association, a status not just any martial artist can compare to. What, a Mindweaver? I remember Lu Xing was also coming here to test. Can you check if there's someone named Lu Xing in the association? Speaking of Lu Xing, elder sister Sin became irritated. I heard from Green Hair that you fell for a high school student during your trip. Do you also like them young? Plus, you've been staying in Cool City and not attending school. Don't tell me it's because you're waiting for him. Even though he's good looking and comes from a somewhat influential family and has connections to the Eastern Military District, I wouldn't mind if you dated some poor guy from university. We know it would eventually end anyway, but you had to fall for an underage high school student. Elder sister Sin, Lu Xing is not just any high school student. Pink Hair had indeed been waiting, convinced that Lu Xing would come to Cool City, but all the messages sent were unread. Doesn't he care about me at all? Dan, why are you daydreaming again? Let me tell you, I heard that tonight's banquet is to celebrate the emergence of a new level 4 Mindweaver in Cool City, which is the same level as old Jiang, a figure of such stature that the 3 provinces under Eastern peace would tremble. Imagine if such a big shot took notice of us. Wouldn't our families and ourselves skyrocket? Hearing this, Pink Hair asked, is that level 4 Mindweaver very young? I don't know, but old Jiang only reached level 4 at his age. I suppose they won't be very young, otherwise, there wouldn't be so many women in their 40s here tonight. But then again, although Lu Xing is strong, he couldn't possibly have reached level 4 at his age. Seeing Pink Hair daydreaming again, elder sister Sin scolded, why are you still thinking about that high schooler? Forget about him. Cherish tonight's opportunity. Apart from you and me, others in our circle aren't even qualified to be here. Just now, as Pink Hair saw Lu Xing in the crowd, her spirits lifted. Recognizing him, she shouted his name and rushed over. But just as she approached, she froze because Lu Xing had the glamorous Xue Fei hanging on his neck, making them look like a perfect couple, which seemed to single Pink Hair out. Who is this woman? Could it be because of her that Lu Xing hasn't been replying to my messages? But she couldn't just give up, quickly calling out, hey, Lu Xing, long time no see. Lu Xing responded, though they hadn't seen each other in just 2 months. Pink Hair felt like Lu Xing had changed. He seemed so much more unfathomable, and the distance between them felt as vast as ever. Then Lu Xing introduced the two to each other. Halfway through the conversation, elder sister Sin came over with a smile. Dan, who is this? You have a friend and didn't introduce us. Elder sister Sin, this is Lu Xing I mentioned before. Elder sister Sin stared intently at Lu Sheng with her big eyes. So this is Lu Sheng. No wonder he could captivate Dan so completely. And isn't this Xuefei from the Xue family? They seem so close. Thinking this through, elder sister Sin instantly understood. The truth was that Lu Sheng was just a pretty boy dependent on a woman. Since you are so shameless, I might as well accommodate you. So, you are Mr. Lu. I've heard of you before, and it's a destiny that we meet here. I just wonder, where are you from? Sensing the tone, Lu Sheng replied instantly, from White River City. Next, you want to ask about my parents and how I got here? As you might think, I'm just an ordinary high school student from an average family, accidentally ended up at this banquet. Let's stop this cliché scene. Lu Sheng waved and left. I really hate these kinds of events. Although I've grown accustomed to being looked down upon since I was young, this family is the most precious thing to me in this world. No matter what kind of harm or humiliation my family faces, I will never allow it. Xuefei was startled by Lu Sheng's intense reaction, having never seen him take something so seriously, not even during his level 4 assessment. She glared at the two women, guessing that they were the cause of the problem. As Xuefei followed Lu Sheng, Pink Hair tried to follow but was stopped by elder sister Sin. Forget it, Dan, he's not worth your affection. What's so good about him? Just a pretty boy hanging onto women's coattails. I didn't even say anything serious, and he reacted so strongly. What does that tell you? It shows his arrogance and deep-seated insecurity. I've seen too many like him. He's not suitable for you. You noticed the woman with him, right? That's Xuefei from the Xue family, well known in Cool City's second-generation circles as one of the top figures. You see how close they are. If he wasn't hooking up with Xuefei, how could he have had the chance to come to this banquet? So wake up, Dan. See his true colors for what they are. He's just a man dependent on a woman. Hearing this, Pink Hair pushed elder sister Sin away, shouting, "Stop deceiving me. How could Lu Sheng possibly be?" I know it's harsh, but it's a reality everyone must face. I've said my piece. The rest is up to you. Pink Hair frowned. No, it can't be. Watching Lu Sheng's retreating figure, her eyes widened in realization. No, he's the one who shines brightly, my hero who saved me. Then, slapping her cheeks to snap out of it. I must be crazy to think for a moment that Lu Sheng was just a pretty face. Elder sister Sin, stop lying to me, because Lu Sheng, he is definitely not the person you describe. Elder sister Sin became agitated, unable to comprehend why Dandan was so protective of that freeloader. Just then, the association president emerged, and the sycophants quickly flocked to him. Forget about that guy, Dandan. The president is coming out now. He's probably going to introduce that 4-level Mindweaver big shot soon. At this moment, the president slowly approached Lu Sheng, and elder sister Sin's jaw dropped in shock. Mr. Lu, I'm really sorry. I didn't know you disliked such crowded occasions. It's okay, President Jiang. You have a lot of responsibilities. I'm just glad I could help a little. Seeing that Lu Sheng wasn't upset, the president relaxed. Then he shouted to the crowd, "Everyone, let me say a few words. This young man here is our new 4-level Mindweaver genius from Eastern Peace Province, Mr. Lu Sheng. Mr. Lu Sheng is only 18 years old this year." The whole room was stunned. What? Oh my, he's the 4-level big shot, and he's only 18. Hasn't even taken the college entrance exams yet. Truly a dragon among men. I should have brought my daughter here. Feels like I lost $1 billion. At this moment, elder sister Sin sat down hard, her face a picture of disbelief. See that, elder sister Sin? He's like the sun among stars. That's him. That's Lu Sheng. Just then, elder sister Sin, who had lost her senses, frantically called for Pink Hair's help, as she couldn't afford to offend such a high-level Mindweaver. Pink Hair could only helplessly shake her head. People handed business cards to Lu Sheng, who ignored them all. He really didn't care about these things. Even I am just deluding myself. He's too far beyond our reach. This relationship was over before it even started. After the meeting, Lu Sheng immediately caught a rideshare. He really didn't like such elite circles. If it weren't for giving face to old Jiang, he would have left earlier. Being home with family and combining that with martial arts was the life he wanted. Because of the National Day traffic jam, he didn't get home until the next morning. Lu Sheng's mom had prepared a feast knowing he was coming. "Little Sheng, must be starving? Come eat." "Man, bro, haven't seen you in months. How did you grow so tall?" "What? It's clearly you who got shorter. Let's test your strength after eating. Remember what I told you before. If you haven't improved, my rewards aren't that easy to earn." After saying that, Lu Sheng's mom quickly called them to start eating. Then Lu Sheng's dad asked about the medicine Lu Sheng had sent back. "I mix it with water every day. Feels like I've returned to my 20s. Aren't those medicines expensive? You must eat well outside. You're still growing." Lu Sheng said they weren't expensive. They were given by a friend who owned a pharmacy, specially formulated for middle-aged people. Lu Sheng's mom then asked if he would stop traveling since the university entrance exams were approaching. "I'll be home until the exams are over." Then Lu Sheng mentioned he'd take his parents to see a house after lunch. "This house is too small." "What? A house? Kid, are you sure? We don't have that kind of money right now." The scene shifts dramatically. "Wow, this is way too luxurious. Mom and Dad, this is the new house I had a friend purchase. Do you like it?" "Little Sheng, it's really nice, but this house looks very expensive. I don't think we can afford it." Lu Sheng then explains that he had earned quite a lot from various competition prizes over the past few months, amounting to about 20 million. Hearing this, his mother nearly faints. They had never seen so much money in their lives. My goodness, you earned tens of millions in just a couple of months? Silly girl, what do you think your brother would do? Rob a bank? It's a good thing he didn't mention that Lin Xing Pharma is entirely his. It might give his parents a heart attack. Your little Xing has truly brought honor to our ancestors. Come on, Qinghe, there's a training ground right here in the backyard. Let me properly see your strength. Brother, are you really supposed to treat your sister like this? Qinghe is about to officially become a martial artist, but this would be her first real combat experience. Alright, no more posing, just attack. Qinghe jumps forward swiftly and seemingly without a trace. Her forceful kick seems like a turtle's pace in Lu Xing's eyes, and he effortlessly catches her. I'm about to teach you some techniques I've developed myself. They're very practical. Hearing there were secret martial arts involved, Qinghe's eyes immediately sparkle with excitement. Follow exactly what I teach next, but make sure you don't share it with anyone else. Okay, brother, no problem. Everyone's curious and puzzled about how brother suddenly rose to prominence in just a few months. If I hadn't seen with my own eyes how he went from an ordinary high school student to his current dazzling status in just a few months, I wouldn't believe it. Everyone thinks he suddenly became smart, but I always feel there's some secret with him. Qinghe, are you daydreaming? Brother, ouch, not the head again. It'll make me shorter. Under Lu Xing's coercion, Qinghe had to practice the unique physical movements many times before she could do them smoothly. She wasn't even a formal martial artist yet, and just practicing exhausted her. Lu Xing smiles and asks, how do you feel? Can you feel a clear effect? Oh brother, that's awesome. I can feel the power concentrating in my palms. These physical techniques feel like they're worth 100 times more than my usual practice. However, Lu Xing, worried that his sister might inadvertently leak the techniques, lied to her saying, this is just an enhanced version of what you usually practice, similar to how civilian mobile phones are to military satellite phones. This has been around, just not released to the market yet. What the heck, brother, are you using me as a guinea pig? You silly girl, this kind of opportunity isn't something just anyone can have. Qinghe, feeling somewhat aggrieved, said, but isn't there also a risk? What if I accidentally cripple myself while practicing? Lu Xing stood up slowly. Don't worry, I'm your brother. Would I harm you? Qinghe wondered how her brother came upon such powerful techniques and whether it was legal. Don't worry, your brother wouldn't do anything illegal. Brother, ouch, are you trying to murder your sister? Seriously though, isn't it risky to hand over such secret documents to me? To dispel his sister's concerns, Lu Xing decided to keep up the pretense, emphasizing that this body cultivation technique must not be shared with anyone, as it could bring great trouble not just to him, but to their entire family. What, brother, you still chose to teach it to me? I had no choice. Who else but my dear sister could I trust? Just keep this secret safe, and make sure no one ever finds out. Remember, this is a matter of life and death for all of us. After explaining, Lu Xing encouraged Qinghe to practice the techniques a few more times to get them down pat before she could practice them alone in her room. Qinghe was shocked, realizing she had misunderstood her brother all along. He had been secretly practicing these techniques in his room. Yet, with her own talent, surpassing her brother might not be so far-fetched. Meanwhile, at a lavish banquet, Lingsu had already arrived and ordered hundreds of Lu Xing's favorite steaks, preparing for their meeting. Despite the similar setting and the familiar company, their statuses had changed significantly. Lingsu reported to Lu Xing, the initial price set for the spirit muscle fortifying blood soup is 49,888, which targets mid to high-end customers with significant disposable income. Sales are excellent so far. The first batch of 20,000 units sold out in less than a week, and the repurchase rate is very high. I believe it will become a star product in the Eastern Peace martial arts supplement market soon. However, we are facing some short-term financial liquidity issues. We might need to consider a bank loan to fund expansion. Lu Xing appreciated Lingsu's management, assuring her, you're doing well, and I trust you completely. Don't worry about the money. I'll transfer some more to you soon. My scholarships have been quite generous. As he looked at the composed woman before him, Lu Xing suddenly realized he needed to prepare for his upcoming university entrance exams. He assured her that he would be at home if she needed him and mentioned he would be moving soon, promising to send her the new address. Lingsu nearly forgot that the formidable man before her, who seemed to command every room he entered, was still just a high school student who hadn't even completed his exams. Had someone told her 6 months ago that the Yi family's fate would be in his hands, she wouldn't have believed it, but she was grateful for her decision to trust him. As Lingsu left, Lu Xing reflected on the company, which was a crucial part of his financial strategy and a covert way to develop future supplements. He wasn't worried about Lingsu potentially betraying him once she became more powerful. Despite the apparent calm, the Yi family was riddled with troubles and would likely need him sooner or later. But even without these external pressures, Lu Xing knew he could reclaim whatever he gave. His current focus was on developing the spiritual weapon Endless Blade Wheel and further advancing his stellar body refinement technique and the immortal golden body. With these, he wouldn't just be able to retreat unharmed the next time he faced the Valkyrie, he would defeat her.